Okay, so I also want to just talk about how precise you can be with your exact numbers, okay, when we're actually measuring something in lab, all right? So I've drawn you two different rulers, okay? And we'll say that they're the same scale, but one of them only goes in increments of, of the ones unit, of the ones place value. The other one is showing me the tenths place value, okay? So in a ruler that you would typically use in lab, this would be like in centimeters, and this shows me all the little teeny tiny tick marks, shows me millimeters, okay? Okay, so if I have two different rulers here, okay, and I just kind of want to take a look at when we measure things in lab, how precise we can be, how exact we can be with our inexact numbers, okay? So I'm just gonna cover this up for using the first one, okay? Because I don't want you to use this and have it sway your way of measuring, okay? So if I was gonna measure something like this, okay, my pen cap, all right? What I would do is I would line it up on my ruler, on whatever, okay? And I would look to see where it falls on my ruler, on my measurement. And it's somewhere between 3 and 4. Okay, so I know it's going to be somewhere between 3 and 4. It's going to be 3 point something. All right, now when we do measurements in lab, we look at the numbers that we have of what we're given on the instrument, and then we estimate one value beyond what we're given. So I'm given my ones place, I'm going to estimate down to the tenths place. So 3 point, it's not quite in the middle, it's not quite 3.5. I would say it's closer to the 3, so I'm going to say 3.3. And whatever, we'll say this is in centimeters. We're just making it up, right? Okay, I can only go to the tenths place here. Okay, that's how precise I can be with my inexact number of 3.3. All right, if I was going to scroll to the next ruler, and now I have, higher precision. I have a better instrument that's given to me. Okay, and I put this cap down, and here I am. Okay, I can now see that it's at 3.12 and not quite 3.3. So this is going to be somewhere between 3.2 and 3.3. Okay, because it doesn't quite hit that 3.3 line, so I'm going to say it's got 3.25 centimeters. Okay, I can be more precise with a better instrument, right? And I estimate one value beyond what I'm given. I'm given the tenths in this case. All those teeny tiny tick marks would be the tenths place. So I estimate down to the 100ths place, okay? To the hundredths. So just make sure when you're looking at stuff for our virtual labs that we're doing, and you have to, find your lab data or estimate, make sure that you are actually, going to the right place value, that you're being precise with your inexact numbers, okay? Another thing of measuring that we should absolutely look at would be graduated cylinders, okay? I'm sorry for the drawing. Here we go. All right, so graduated cylinders are cylinders made of glass that have little tick marks, measurements on them. And whenever we measure whatever liquid is in it, okay, the liquid kind of makes this little swoop, right? And we call that a meniscus. And whenever you measure in a graduated cylinder, you always measure from the bottom of the meniscus, not the top, okay? So not where that arch hits the glass, but you want to look at the very bottom of the meniscus and measure that across, okay? So if I had a graduated cylinder that was in milliliters, these are both going to be in milliliters, and let's say this one went by 10, so this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, you get the idea, okay? If this was my graduated cylinder, right, here's where my meniscus is, so I'm going to look to what color I should choose here. Okay, I'm going to look at the bottom of my meniscus, right there, and go over, okay, to measure from the bottom. So it's going to be between 30 and 40. In this case, 38, 39 millimeters, somewhere around there. Okay, that's what I would say for this level. Okay, I can't go beyond 38. I cannot say 38.0 mils. No, wrong. Okay, I'm being too precise. I can't just say it's 40 with no decimal place. Okay, if I put a decimal place, that would be correct, but no. All right, so we haven't talked about sig figs yet. We'll talk about this in just a second. All right, but somewhere around 38 would be correct. Okay, if this one, on the other hand, went by the ones place, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, same rule applies. Bottom of the meniscus, very bottom of the meniscus, and you go over to here. This is going to be between 3 and 4. That's my cat, Marvel. My cat wanted to join in and say hello. She's a treat. This is Marvel, named after the Marvel Universe, because we're nerds. All right. Okay, so this is between 3 and 4, but I can't just say it's 3 mils and be done. I have to go out to the next place value, right? So this is 3.6 mils. All right. And again, you can't just say 3, all right? You can't say 3.55. That's too precise. All right, you can only go out one place value beyond what you're given. Hopefully that makes sense. Good luck with your measurements and exact and inexact numbers.